and we also bring others from India. We also have a publication that is known as Science Magazine. We decided to come up with this publication because we realized that most of our journalists, most of the stories that are published, are produced by our members are never published because they perish in their newsroom. So we decided to give them a platform where they'll be publishing their produced stories. So today I am basically talking about media science cafes. And these are just informal interactive discussions that bring together journalists, scientists, and other experts to explore scientific issues in an engaging and accessible way. These cafes serve as a platform for fostering better communication between scientists and the media, ensuring that complex scientific topics are accurately reported and understood by the public. Why we decided to come up with media science cafes is because, unlike traditional conferences, science cafes are relaxed gatherings, so that makes our journalists, our scientists, be more flexible to answer the questions and interact. With these gatherings, participants can ask questions and engage in discussions. The cafes help journalists understand scientific research directly from the experts and improve their accuracy of science reporting. We decided to come up with science media cafes because we realized that mostly scientists were fearing to interact with journalists because they had so many fears of being misquoted, misinformed, but when we give them these informal sitting, they were like starting to build the trust and talking to our journalists more. We organize these cafes on a monthly basis to ensure that we continue to play the part of strengthening science journalism, not only in Kenya, but also in Africa. A big question that you have been asked, have the media science cafes bridged the science communication gap? I know this is one of the questions you two are asking. What I would like to say is that, yes, the media science cafes have played a crucial role in bridging science communication gap because they foster direct engagement between scientists, journalists, and other experts. Through this informal engagement, scientists simplify technical research into clear, understandable language for journalists, which they are not able to do when they don't have such sittings. This makes it easy for journalists to effectively break down the scientific jargons because they understand what the scientists are talking about and they know what they are talking to. They know how to break it down to their listener or to their viewers. Scientific jargons have been making it difficult for journalists to clearly report on scientific issues. But when broken down, it makes their work easier and helps them understand the topic better. The science cafes also provide journalists with direct access to experts, thus improving the accuracy and depth of science reporting. We know so many journalists who don't know which scientists to approach when they have a story or an article they want to work on. But with media science cafes where we bring the scientists to them, at least we are able to form to have collaboration between scientists and journalists, making their work even easier. For the science cafes, we don't only use national languages, we also use local languages to ensure that even those who don't understand the national languages benefit from these science cafes. And this has helped to play a pivotal role in enhancing comprehension of scientific concepts and assist journalists in articulating stories effectively for their broader audience. This is because we have been incorporating community media, which mostly of them are vernacular radio and TV stations. And because we have been doing this and we realized our journalists are now producing more science stories, we decided to come up with a magazine that is known as Science Magazine, and we have done 42 editions so far, which is a testament to this commitment of simplifying and disseminating scientific information. What are the key lessons that we have learned? One of the key lessons we have learned is that interactive discussions between scientists and journalists have fostered better understanding and more accurate reporting of scientific issues. We have also learned that many scientific concepts are complex, but breaking them down into simple, relatable language enhances public understanding. Also, scientists often struggle to communicate their findings effectively, while journalists also may lack the technical depth to understand what scientists are talking about. These science cafes have been serving as a bridge, enabling both sides to collaborate. The simplification of scientific technologies used during the monthly cafes have been enabling our journalists to convey complex research outcomes more accurately to their audiences. We have also learned that there is need for regular engagement to help maintain interest and ensure continuous learning and improvement in science communication. This is what has been missing in many of these discussions that we have been doing. And due to the regular interactions, the science cafes, scientists have become more comfortable speaking to journalists, something that was previously a major challenge. Despite the success, we have been facing some challenges, and we have realized that even if scientists are becoming more friendlier to our journalists, some scientists are still hesitant to engage with journalists because they fear their work may be oversimplified, misquoted, or taken out of context. And I know most scientists here, this is one of the major fears you have when you see journalists coming to you. We also have another challenge. Many scientists are experts in their own fields, but may not have the communication skills required to convey complex information. And this is why we say there is need for training for scientists to know how to communicate their scientific knowledge. Also, organizing events such as the media science cafes, which are monthly, requires sufficient funding for logistics and other use. And with limited resources, MESHA's ability to reach a broader audience and ensure smooth execution is constrained. And thank you.